In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to drop 5 kilograms of fat, pack on pure muscle, and rewire your metabolism. No guesswork. Tell me, when was the last time you looked in the mirror and thought, I look great? I'm not talking about just getting stronger in the gym. I'm talking about actually looking like an athlete. And if that moment hasn't happened, listen up. I'm sick of people complaining about the results they didn't get from the work that they didn't put in. How many people do you talk to who ain't got the results and just complain? Those guys have one thing in common. They always want to see what shortcuts they can get away with. They always try to provide the minimum effort but expect maximum results. No one ever got somewhere by accident. They all have a concrete plan and they never asked, what can I get away with? They always asked, what can I do better? I'm going to provide you with the 3-pillar framework. Eat for performance, train, don't exercise, and recover like an athlete. And you'll build a body you never dreamt was possible. Now, I'm not a genetic freak. I'm a regular man. I was an architect, a sales assistant, a student, but I acquired the knowledge. I managed to transform my physique. I built lifestyle systems to keep me on track, and within no time, I created a body I love showing off. And it's time for you to do the same. No more being scared to take your shirt off. No more embarrassment of your man tits and love handles. None of that. I want you to be confident and never ever wear a shirt when you walk down the beach. Now, it's no secret that I'm a fitness coach, so if you want personalised one-to-one access with me to get in that freaky shape, DM me Thrive on Instagram using the link below. Pillar number 1, eat for performance. Most people actually underconsume. You go under on protein and you cut carbs. Less protein, less muscle growth, less recovery. Less carbs, less energy, less intensity in the gym, less stimulus for muscle. Now you're just skinny. Allocate the correct calories, train with proper intensity, and you'll have the correct stimulus for your body to actually fuel muscle growth. You aren't giving your body the fuel it deserves and requires to go. Most people who do super low carb diets lose fat fast, then turn skinny, and then binge and get fat again because they hate the diet. We want to look like athletes. We want to be in the top 1%. We want to be in peak form, and that takes hormone optimization. It takes intensity, right? Carbs provide energy. If you do not have enough energy, you cannot train hard. Dorian Yates said it really well. If you can lift a certain weight for 8 reps and you continue lifting that weight for 8 reps, you won't grow. You can only grow if you go above what you can actually do. You need to push past your limits, and you can only do that if you have enough energy through carbs. And here's another thing about hormones that most people don't actually realize. Now, guys, we all talk about testosterone, and we all should want to optimize that. But you get all these guys on Insta with ground beef, eggs, avocado, standing with their feet in the dirt, sunning the balls. Yeah, that is a thing. But here's 2 hormones that you didn't consider. What if I told you the 2 other hormones that you don't know about, and that's why you don't get stronger, and that's why you don't look any better? Insulin, growth hormone. What's important for insulin? Carbs. What's important for testosterone? Fats. What's important for growth hormone? Sleep. And I'm going to get into these pillars as we go along in this video. But this is something you need to realize. To unlock the power of insulin, you need carbs. Carbs are going to be your best friend. Pillar number 2, train, don't exercise. Every set chases one thing: progressive overload and mechanical tension. What does that even mean? There are 3 ways to grow muscle: muscle damage, metabolic stress, and mechanical tension. Muscle damage causes micro tears in the muscle fibers, which then repair and go stronger. Metabolic stress is achieved by doing higher reps with short rest periods, often referred to as the pump. Mechanical tension is your best friend. Mechanical tension has been very accurately described as the cornerstone of muscle growth. And mechanical tension is created when your muscles contract to lift a weight, causing the muscle fibers to strain. So when you lift, slow the tempo down, increase the weight. You're going to grow because of that if you train close enough to failure. You want to recruit the most muscle fibers possible and produce the most amount of growth, increasing mechanical tension. Everybody says you can't outwork a bad diet. True. But here's another thing, yeah? You're not going to grow if you train like a little bitch. Correct exercise selection, technique execution, intensity, train hard, train smart. Pillar number 3, recover like an athlete. There's a delicate balance between working capacity, recovery, ability, and total stress load. Just like your calorie budget, your body has a budget for stress. Exceed your working ability to overspend your stress budget, and you overspend on stress, you just can't recover. Now you're tired, you can't train with the intensity that I just talked about, and mental fatigue creeps in. Before you know it, you have intense cravings for carbs and fats, you crack, and you start at day one. No one ever got in shape without a concrete plan that made it easy for them in the long run. Sure, you can do 1,000 calorie deficit and get super shredded, or skinny, I should say, in 2 months. You're gonna lose muscle though, and you're gonna look shit. I'm sure you have the motivation to train like a manic, but you won't recover. Try do 30 sets in a training session and just see what happens. And stressing isn't just in the gym, right? It's everything. I talk about this with my clients a lot. When you wake up in the morning, you have a stress bucket or bottle full of water. It's your cognitive decisions making and ability to handle stress. You move along your day and you lose a little bit of water. You train hard, you lose a lot of water. You just can't keep emptying your bucket. So what's the solution? Definitely not insane amounts of cardio, okay? Like, recovery is super important, and about 70% of your recovery is sleep. So if you do not sleep enough and you can't sleep more because of your lifestyle, you need to adjust how much you work and output, so you do not overspend on that stress. So you can train at maximum intensity while staying in a recoverable amount of volume. If you don't know what that looks like and you need a concrete plan that makes it easy for you long term, with a diet that has the correct budget allocation and a training style that has the optimal amount of volume, well then the solution to why you haven't got in the best shape of your life yet is available in the description in the video. DM me Thrive on Instagram using the link. Get one-to-one coaching by me. It's time to get in freaky shape. I'm here to help you do that. If I had to put all this into practice, what would this look like? Let's say I wake up in the morning, I've got a full bucket, a full stress bucket. Let's say I do some work things, I'm slowly tipping out of my bucket, okay? So what do? I actually try to stress as least as possible during the day. I do things like guided breathing, meditation, NSDR, journaling to control my thoughts. I reduce my stress outside of the gym so I can actually work hard in the gym. And I make sure pre-gym meal is where I fuel up. I have a high carb, moderate fat, medium protein meal, so I can hit that leucine threshold every meal, so we can always have protein circulating through the system, but that's another story. That helps fuel muscle growth. High carbs help with spiking insulin, that hormone that we've already spoke about, and that's what you'll need to do. Train with the right stimulus, supply the correct nutrition, and you will see results in the gym. Okay then, after the gym, I'm trying not to do too much. I'm resting. I'm not the best at this. I do always work a bit, but I've tried to recover. But that's how I've got in the best shape of my life, okay? And remember that 3-step framework I mentioned right at the beginning of this video? Train, don't exercise. Supply the right nutrition and recover like an athlete. 99% of gym goers just don't do this. You're the type of person that has the ground beef, the eggs, avocado before you go to the gym. While it looks great on your chopping board and shit on camera, it looks great on Instagram, but trust me, you're not going to be able to train to the best of your performance. You're going to be thinking you're training hard, but you're not going to be able to grow as much as you could. And the next thing to really discuss before we close off this video, and I know it's going to shock a few people, but most people get this really wrong when they do it by themselves. You should limit your cardio if you're doing it by yourself, especially when you're cutting, because when you cut, a lot of people will lose muscle because they lose strength. They lose strength because they can't train with optimum intensity in the gym. They can't train with optimum intensity because of 2 things. They've lost too much water from their stress bucket, and they don't have the right nutrition. It's very important. When you do cardio, you're tipping a lot from your stress bucket. When you tip too much, you don't have enough left in reserve to train like an animal. And if you do not train like an animal, you won't see the results that you've been training. And if you don't sleep well, you're not going to give yourself the opportunity to refill that bucket, okay? So guys, what are you going to get from this video? Train, don't exercise, supply with the right nutrition, recover like an athlete, and don't empty your stress bucket. It's not just me, guys. If I go through my clients are all having insane results. Some of the clients have dropped 20 to 30 pounds in a short amount of time. My clients are all getting PRs whilst cutting. Some of my clients are getting in the best shape of their life in a short amount of time, and the reason why is because they understand the principles that I give them. They adhere to the program, the same framework that worked for me. I'm applying it to all my clients and they're seeing the exact same results. You gotta go old school, you know, simple dieting, protein, carbs. If you want the blueprint, don't guess, just diagnose. I can get you the body you've always dreamt of. What is it like getting in your best shape? It's an insane feeling. You wake up in the morning, every day, and you see the improvements you see in yourself in the mirror, and you just get so proud. You get so happy with your progress. You feel like a superhuman, and that translates into everything in your life. You become a better individual, business-wise, socially, you're more confident, you're happier. You know, you're down at the beach with your shirt off, you talk to more people, you meet more people, you look better. People come up to you and ask you about what you do, you know, ask for advice. My productivity skyrocketed when I got in shape because I felt I had that standard for myself. So what's it like getting in your best shape? Not just looking better. Your whole life as a metric goes up. That's why I'm encouraging you to get in serious shape and get serious about your own fitness journey. Get in shape and I promise you, everything else in your life is going to get better. DM me Thrive on Instagram. The clock's ticking. I'll see you later.